Welcome to this explainer for Vital Elixir, where our entire mission is to help you age with strength, mobility, and just absolute confidence. Now, I want you to picture this. You bend over to pick up a drop pen, or maybe you're just tying your shoes, and suddenly, zap, a sharp, electric, burning pain shoots right through your lower back, travels through your glute, and goes all the way down your leg. You completely freeze, you can barely stand up straight, and you kind of just waddle to the nearest chair, terrified to make even one more move. Well, today, we're gonna look at the real science-backed truth about what is actually happening in your spine, and I'm gonna share some incredibly empowering, gentle solutions to help support your mobility. Man, if you felt that zap, you know the absolute physical shock of sciatica. It's truly terrifying. And you might visit a practitioner and hear something like, oh, your hamstrings are just tight, do some yoga, try to touch your toes. But then weeks go by and every single time you stretch, the pain actually gets worse. Okay, let's dive into a really counterintuitive truth here. Standard advice, like aggressively stretching out tight hamstrings, very often makes sciatic pain significantly worse. And there's a profound psychological toll to back pain that we don't talk about enough. When your back hurts, your world just shrinks. You might stop taking those evening walks in your neighborhood, stop gardening, or you stop getting down on the floor to play with your grandkids. This fear of movement, which is called kinesiophobia, it can literally paralyze your life. But I want to reassure you right now, your spine is not failing you. It's an incredibly strong structure, and we're going to learn exactly how to support it. So often, right after a bad bout of back pain, we start treating our spine like it's a fragile glass rod, just one wrong move away from snapping in half. But the truth? Your spine is a magnificent, adaptable, load-bearing masterpiece. It's not just wearing out like the tread on old car tires. In fact, as we age past 45 and 55, our spinal discs actually lose a little bit of water naturally, which makes them less likely to herniate. The pain you're experiencing is very often just a mechanical issue, a problem of how you are moving, which is fantastic news because it means it can be supported with proper movement. So right between each of your bony vertebrae sits a spinal disc. I want you to think of it exactly like a jelly donut. The outside is a tough, fibrous ring, and the inside is a thick, gel-like center. When you repeatedly bend forward at the waist, you squeeze the front of that donut. And what happens? That pushes the jelly backward. If you do this repeatedly over years, the tough outer ring can fray, and that jelly pushes backward to press directly against your nerves, specifically the thick sciatic nerve. And that pressure, that's exactly what causes that burning electric zap down your leg. So the absolutely crucial point here is this. When a nerve is compressed and inflamed by that jelly, it becomes highly, highly sensitive. If you sit on the floor and aggressively stretch your hamstrings, trying to touch your toes, you're pulling that angry, inflamed nerve incredibly taut. It's exactly like pulling violently on a frayed rope. This creates tension and microtrauma on the nerve sheath, which actively worsens that burning sensation. The takeaway? You don't need to stretch the nerve, you just need to stop squeezing the donut. Myth number one is that you need to touch your toes. As we just saw, toe touching violently squeezes the front of the discs and pulls that angry nerve, so avoid this entirely during your acute healing phase. Myth two is doing crunches for your core. Listen, crunches force your spine to repeatedly flex under load, which literally grinds the discs. You want a core that prevents movement, not one that creates it. And myth three is that your pain is just aging and bad posture. It's not just about standing up straight, it's about daily spinal hygiene, meaning how you move, bend, and lift throughout your entire day. Based on the world-renowned biomechanics research of Dr. Stuart McGill, fix number one is mastering the hip hinge. See, your lower back is designed for stability, while your hip joints are designed for mobility. Try this. Stand up, place your hands right on your hip bones, and push your hips backward as if you're trying to close a car door with your glutes. Keep your chest proud and your spine totally straight. Every single time you bend to brush your teeth or wash dishes, practice this hinge. You are saving your spine's daily bending budget and protecting those discs. Fix number two is what's called the McGill Big Three. These are incredibly safe exercises that build a muscular corset to lock your spine into a neutral position. Step one is the modified curl up. You lie on your back with one knee bent, slip your hands under your lower back to keep its natural arch, and just lift your head and shoulders a tiny inch off the floor for 10 seconds. That's it. Step two is the side plank. Propped on your elbow and your knees, you lift your hips to build up those side stabilizers. And step three is the bird dog. You get on all fours, keep your back flat as a table, and extend the opposite arm and leg. These gentle movements safely build endurance in the deep core without grinding your spinal discs at all. So, fix number 3 is nerve flossing. Remember, we don't ever stretch an angry nerve, we glide it. Lying flat on your back, hold behind the knee of your painful leg. For step 1, slowly straighten that knee until you feel the very first hint of tension, point your toes up toward the ceiling, and look up with your head. For step 2, bend the knee back down, point your toes down, and tuck your chin to your chest. Imagine you're pulling a piece of dental floss gently back and forth through a tight gap. This glides the nerve smoothly. And please always respect your body. If you feel any sharp pain, just stop immediately. Fix number 4 is spinal decompression. All day long, gravity is compressing your spine. Option 1 is the kitchen sink method. And honestly, this is absolutely fantastic for us as we get older. Stand at your sink, grab onto the counter, keep your arms straight, and just let your pelvis drop backward and downward. Let the sink take the weight of your upper body completely off your lower back while you just take a few deep breaths. Option 2 is passive hanging from a pull-up bar, but really only try that if you have great shoulder mobility. Both methods let gravity gently pull the vertebrae apart, rehydrating those compressed discs at the end of a long day. It feels amazing. Now, before we wrap up, we absolutely have to cover a critical safety warning. If your back pain is ever accompanied by numbness in your groin area, which is known as saddle anesthesia, or a sudden loss of bowel or bladder control, or a severe progressive weakness in your legs, you must seek emergency medical care immediately. These can be signs of a rare but serious condition called cauda equina syndrome. And as always, please consult your healthcare provider or physical therapist before beginning any new exercise or rehabilitation protocol, just to ensure it perfectly aligns with your specific health needs. The bottom line is that your spine is a brilliant structure that usually just needs the right mechanical environment to heal itself. So, out of the 4 fixes we talked about today, the hip hinge, the McGill Big 3, gentle nerve flossing, or that kitchen sink decompression, which one will you gently try today? Remember, our universal goal here at Vital Elixir is to keep you active, capable of playing with your grandkids, and living your life with total confidence. You do not have to live in fear of bending over. Take these safe, structured steps, adapt them to your unique body, and reclaim your mobility. And I'll leave you with this question. If simply changing how you move can eliminate decades of pain, what other limits have you accepted that are entirely within your power to change? Hey everyone, and welcome back to Vital Elixir. You know, your go-to spot for aging with strength, mobility, and just plain confidence. I'm absolutely thrilled you're joining me for today's explainer, because we're diving into a topic that affects so many of us, yet it's honestly so frequently misunderstood. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the mechanical truths behind frustrating hand and wrist pain after the age of 45. We're going to look at exactly why your hands hurt, and much more importantly, how to support them so you can reclaim your grip and age with vitality. Okay, tell me if this sounds familiar. It's 3 a.m., you wake up, and your thumb, your index, and your middle fingers, they are completely numb. You might even find yourself violently shaking your hand in the dark, just trying to get the feeling back. Then, morning rolls around, and your fingers are incredibly stiff. When you try to straighten them out, they kind of catch, getting stuck before finally popping open with this painful little click. Or maybe you're just trying to open a pickle jar, turn a stubborn doorknob, or pick up your grandchild, and suddenly a sharp, grinding pain shoots right through the base of your thumb. Look, it is a frustrating reality for so many adults, but I want to assure you right now, you are definitely not alone. Your hands are literally your primary interface with the world around you, and when they hurt, you lose a piece of your independence. It makes it hard to garden, to knit, to cook, or even hold the people you love. Losing that grip strength can honestly make you feel old faster than almost any other physical issue. But good news, there is a whole lot we can do to empower you to take back that control. Now, real quick, before we get into the actual protocols, it's absolutely crucial to remember that the information in this explainer is just for educational purposes, okay? It's not a medical diagnosis. If you ever experience a sudden severe loss of motor function or see signs of acute nerve damage, please seek immediate medical attention. Always consult your healthcare professional, an orthopedic hand specialist, or certified hand therapist before starting any new rehab routine. We want to make sure it's the perfect fit for your specific body. You know, the human hand is basically a masterpiece of engineering. We're talking 27 bones, 27 joints, and this incredibly complex web of pulleys and nerves. I want to release you right now from the fear that your hands are just wearing out simply because you're getting older. That's just not the whole story. After 45, hormonal shifts actually cause fluid changes in the body, and decades of repetitive micro movements alter the mechanics of this intricate system. So it's really an engineering issue. Let's look at the 3 most common culprits. First step is carpal tunnel syndrome, which we can think of as the tunnel. So your median nerve runs down your arm and passes through this narrow, rigid passageway in your wrist called the carpal tunnel. 9 flexor tendons also share this exact same tight space. After 45, and especially during perimenopause for women, hormonal shifts can cause subtle fluid retention and tissue swelling. Because that tunnel absolutely does not expand, the swelling compresses the median nerve. This is exactly what causes that classic 3 a.m. numbness, the tingling, and why you might suddenly drop your coffee mug. Next up is trigger finger, or what we like to call the pulley. Your finger tendons are held close to the bone by a series of pulleys. Think of them kind of like the little eyelets guiding the line on a fishing rod. With repetitive gripping over the years, the tendon can develop a small nodule, and that first pulley can thicken up. When you bend your finger, no problem. The nodule slips through the pulley just fine, but when you try to straighten it, boom, that nodule gets stuck. You have to force it, and it painfully pops or triggers through. It's really just a mechanical friction issue. The third common issue is thumb base, or CMC arthritis. We can think of this one as the saddle. The joint at the very base of your thumb is shaped perfectly like a saddle, which is what gives the human thumb its incredible, unique mobility. However, it bears massive loads when you pinch, grip, or turn a key. Over time, when the stabilizing muscles around that thumb weaken, the joint collapses inward and literally grinds bone on bone. That's what causes that really sharp, glass-like pain. Look, it makes complete sense why your first instinct is to try and strengthen hurting hands by squeezing a stress ball or using one of those grip strengtheners. I mean, the intended goal is to build muscle strength, right? But the mechanical reality? Squeezing actually forces your flexor tendons to pull tightly through an already swollen carpal tunnel, which just worsens the nerve compression. It forces those little tendon nodules through tight pulleys, making trigger finger worse. And actually, it literally crushes that delicate CMC saddle joint, aggravating thumb arthritis. Squeezing is often the exact mechanism of the injury in the first place. We don't need to train the flexors by squeezing, we really need to train the extensors and the gliders.
Here is where we shift to gentle movements to untrap your nerves and smooth out your tendons. This sets the stage for gradual, sustainable progress. Let's start with the absolute gold standard in physical therapy for trigger finger and carpal tunnel. It's called the 5-step tendon gliding routine. This ensures the tendons glide smoothly right through their sheaths without getting stuck. Here's how you do it. Start with your hand up, fingers perfectly straight and together. Number 1. Then move to a hook by bending only the middle and end joints of your fingers, kind of like a bear claw. Next, make a full, tight fist. From there, pop open into a tabletop by bending your knuckles to 90 degrees, but keep your fingers completely straight out. Finally, return back to straight. Doing this sequence nice and slowly, about 10 times a day, pulls those flexor tendons through their maximum range and helps break up any sticky adhesions. Okay, next is median nerve flossing. If you have carpal tunnel, you really must floss the nerve so it slides freely without getting tethered down. Now remember, we glide nerves, we definitely don't aggressively stretch them. So make a fist with your thumb on the outside. Extend your fingers and thumb straight out. Gently bend your wrist backward. Now use your other hand to gently pull your thumb down toward your wrist. Finally, turn your palm up toward the ceiling and gently pull your thumb down just a little bit further. Hold each of these positions for just 2 seconds. Please do not push into sharp pain, you're just gently gliding the nerve back and forth. 5 gentle reps 3 times a day can wonderfully support your mobility. You know, truly healing your hands requires looking at your daily habits and optimizing the environment you're putting them in every single day. For thumb-base arthritis, you must stop squeezing and start opening. The muscles that open your hand, the extensors, are usually incredibly weak compared to your gripping muscles. So take a standard rubber band and just place it around your thumb and your index finger. Slowing open your hand, stretching the rubber band apart, focusing on pushing the thumb outward and backward. Hold that for 2 seconds and slowly return. Doing 3 sets of 15 reps strengthens the muscles that act like a dynamic sling. This naturally pulls the thumb joint into pain-free alignment and takes that awful grinding pressure right off the cartilage. Our final, absolutely crucial step is a daily hand health audit. Because think about it, you cannot heal a hand if you're accidentally re-injuring it 24/7. First, wear a rigid, neutral wrist splint while sleeping. We naturally curl our wrists inward at night when we sleep, which unfortunately crushes the median nerve. A splint keeps the wrist straight and keeps that tunnel open. During the day, stop holding your phone up to your ear with a bent wrist. Actually, I like to say avoid those T-Rex arms. Use speakerphone or pop in some earbuds instead. And when you're typing at the computer, make sure your wrists are floating. Don't let them rest hard on a sharp desk edge. That acts like a tiny hammer just tapping away on your median nerve all day long. Hands that have built a life, cooked for a family, and held loved ones, they deserve targeted, intelligent rehabilitation. They're not just wearing out, they are simply caught in a mechanical trap.
By stopping the squeezing, gently gliding your tendons, flossing those nerves, and straightening your wrists at night, you can safely support your body's amazing natural mechanics. So I want to leave you with this question. Which of these 4 fixes are you going to start today to reclaim your grip? Let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on Vital Elixir today. Remember, always consult your doctor before making any big changes, but know that you absolutely have the power to age with strength, mobility, and confidence. Keep living your best life, and I will catch you in our next explainer.
Thank you for your time. Subscribe for more health education. Like the video and share it to help others stay informed.